Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain the chapter in the earliest city. So let's begin with the topic. The most important civilization that has come to light is the Indus Valley civilization. Almost 3,500 years ago, Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro were the important cities. These cities reveal good town planning and special buildings. This lesson aims to introduce to the student that even 3,500 years ago, the people of this civilization were aware of drainage. They used baked bricks to build good buildings. They were busy and prosperous and followed various occupations. The lessons throw light on village life also, and what all the excavation have revealed. The learner is surprised that such a civilization could decline due to natural disaster. Now let's talk about some important features of Indus Valley civilization. These cities were located on the banks of the Indus River and is therefore called Indus Valley civilization. Important sites were Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro. They got their names from rivers. Excavations at Harappa, Mohenjo-Daro, Banavali, etc. led to discovery of earliest cities. Town planning was the most stunning feature, comparable or better than present-time cities. Special buildings like Great Bath made of bricks and made watertight with layers of bitumen. The cities were divided into two or more parts. The raised part was called Citadel or Acropolis. The lower town was inhabited by common people, whereas the ruling class resided in the Citadel. They led an extremely busy city life and various occupations were followed. Granaries in rows located near river bank tell us about the abundance of grains. They were aware of sanitation, and excavations reveal a remarkable drainage system. Excavation shows a toy plug, pottery, spindles, which tell us that they followed various occupations. Terracotta, copper, bronze, gold, and silver was used to make statues, toys, stools, weapons, and jewelry. Script found on seal not yet decrypted. Now let's have a closer look about the Harappan city. Harappa was one of the oldest cities in the subcontinent, which archaeologists found 80 years ago. This was the first city to be discovered. All other cities where buildings similar to Harappa were described as Harappa. What was special about Harappan cities? These cities were divided into two or more parts. First, Citadel. The part to the west, which was smaller but higher, was called the Citadel. Lower town, the part to the east, was larger but lower, was called the lower town. The walls of baked bricks were built around each part. The bricks were so well baked that they have lasted for thousands of years. The bricks were laid in an interlocking pattern and that made the walls strong. In some cities, special buildings were constructed on the citadel. For example, in Mohenjo-Daro, a very special tank, which archaeologists call the Great Bath, was built in this area. Some cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Lothal had elaborate storehouses. Houses, drains, and streets. Most houses had a separate bathing area and some had wells to supply water. Many cities had covered drains. Each drain had a gentle slope so that water could flow through it. drains in houses were connected to streets and smaller drains, which ultimately led into bigger one. All three, that is, houses, drains, and streets, were planned and built at the same time. Now let's see life in the city. Harappan city was a very busy place. Rulers were the people who planned the constructions of special buildings in the city. Rulers sent people to distant lands to get metal, precious stones, and other things that they wanted. Scribes were the people who knew how to write and help in preparing the seals and perhaps write on other material that have not survived. There were men and women, craftspersons who used to make all kinds of things. Many terracotta toys have been found in Harappan cities, which shows that children must have played with these. Now let's see new craft in the city. Most of the objects that were made and found in Harappan cities were of stone, shell, and metal, including copper, bronze, gold, and silver. Copper and bronze were used to make tools, weapons, ornaments, and vessels. Gold and silver were used to make ornaments and vessels. The Harappans made seals out of stone which were rectangular in shape and have an animal carved on them. The Harappans also made pots with beautiful black designs. Actual pieces of cloth were found attached to the lid of a silver vase and some copper objects at Mohenjo-Daro. Archaeologists have also found spindle wheels made of terracotta and faience, which were used to spin thread. Many of the things that were produced at Harappan were probably the work of specialists. Now let's talk about in search of raw materials. Raw materials are substances that are either found naturally or produced by farmers or herders. Raw materials are processed to produce finished goods. The raw material that the Harappans used were available locally, whereas many items such as copper, tin, gold, silver, and precious stones were brought from distant places. The Harappans probably got copper from present-day Rajasthan and from Oman in West Asia. Tin, which was mixed with copper to produce bronze, had been brought from present-day Afghanistan and Iran. Gold had been brought from present-day Karnataka and precious stones from present-day Gujarat, Iran, and Afghanistan. Now let's talk about food for people in the cities. People living in the countryside grew crops and reared animals. The Harappans grew wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed, and mustard. The plug was used to dig the earth for turning the soil and planting seeds. Water was stored and supplied to the fields when the plants were growing. Harappans reared cattle, sheep, goat, and buffalo. In the dry summer months, large herds of animals were probably taken to greater distances in search of grass and water. People also collected fruit like bear, caught fish, and hunted wild animals like the antelope. Now let's see a closer look of Harappan's towns in Gujarat. The city of Dholavira was located on Khadir Belt in the run of Kutch. This city has fresh water and fertile soil. Dholavira was divided into three parts: and each part was surrounded with massive stone walls with entrance through gateways. There was also a large open area in the settlement where people ceremonies were held. Large letters of the Harappan script were carved out of white stone and inlaid in wood. The city of Lothal stood beside a tributary of the Sabarmati in Gujarat, close to the Gulf of Khambar. The raw material, such as semi-precious stones, were easily available in the city. There was also a storehouse in the city, workshop for making beds, piece of stone, half-made beds, tools for bed making, and finished beds have all been found here. Now, the mystery of the end. Around 3,900 years ago, we find the beginning of a major change. People stopped living in many of the cities. Writing seals and weights were no longer used. Raw materials brought from long distance became rare. In Mohenjo-Daro, we find that garbage piled up on the streets, the drainage system broke down, and new, less impressive houses were built, even over the streets. Now, why did all this happen? We are not sure. Some scholars suggest that the rivers dried up, others suggest that there was deforestation. In some areas, there were floods, but none of these reasons can explain the end of all the cities. It appears as if the rulers lost control. Sites in Sindh and West Punjab were abandoned, while many people moved into newer, smaller settlements to the east and the south. So this is the end of the video. So I hope you liked the video, and for more videos stay tuned to the ABZ network. Till then, take care, bye bye, have a great day everyone.
Give this video a huge thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell beside the subscribe button to be notified every time we upload. Until next time, take care and stay tuned to the ABZ Network on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook.